Okay, so now it's time to talk about Harry Kane. I know that I'm a little late to the game. I know that a lot of you guys have already heard about Kane maybe moving to FC Barcelona, but what we're going to be doing in this video is, why is this story even coming up? Why does Kane potentially moving to FC Barcelona something feasible for the club? Because it has been said, according to multiple reports, that Kane is seriously considering leaving Bayern Munich next summer, with FC Barcelona emerging as a leading contender for his signature. Sport have also claimed that Kane's representatives have already had initial contacts with Barcelona and the player is open to a move, and that is only if his release clause situation does align with FC Barcelona. So Kane does have a contract with Bayern Munich until 2027, meaning that if Kane has no interest or shows no interest in renewing with Bayern in the summer of 2026, then that would mean that Bayern are going to be forced to sell because they don't want to lose Kane for free. And that is why Bayern Munich, before they even signed Kane, they did state that his automatic release clause in the summer of 2026 is only going to be 65 million euros, making it feasible for a lot of clubs and especially FC Barcelona. Finishing this season with Bayern is going to have him complete his third season with Bayern because he did move to Bayern back in the summer of 2023. Kane has always been ambitious. He has always been that man that said, okay, I can score a lot of goals, but where are the titles? Tottenham can't bring that to me, which is the reason why he moved to Bayern Munich. He wants to win much more. And I believe that with him not renewing with Bayern Munich in the summer of 2026 could potentially mean that he's going to look for a different journey. He's going to want to win trophies somewhere else. Currently, he has yet to win the Champions League. Bayern Munich are great contenders to win the Champions League this season, but if they don't, or if they do, Kane might just say, I'm cutting off the ties here. So Kane must formally announce to Bayern Munich by January 2026 that he does want to leave if he wants to trigger that release clause of 65 million euros. So Barcelona do view this figure as something financially feasible. They can attain this. With Barcelona improving their economic standing and their upcoming return to the Camp Nou, it's going to boost their revenues, and Barcelona will showcase that they can land a player like Kane at the age of 33 years old. And yes, I am calling out his age because a lot of people have been saying that why would Barcelona try and replace Lewandowski or Ferran Torres for Harry Kane, who is 33 years old? He's up there in age. And to be honest, I would counter argue that, and I say that because of two reasons. Point number one, age does not matter as long as you score goals, provide assists, as Harry Kane has been doing with Bayern Munich, and he has no signs of slowing down, then it does not matter. I don't care if you're freaking 50. If you're scoring 35 plus goals per season, we're going to want you, and you're going to be seen as good enough to reinforce the striker position. And point number two, if Kane does move to Barcelona at the age of 33 years old, you know who else came to Barcelona at the age of 33 years old 2.5 years ago? It was Lewandowski. And when Lewandowski came, he automatically became one of the best attacker that Barcelona had by scoring a lot of goals. He showed no signs of slowing down. And as long as these players who are 33, 34, 35 years old showcase that they're willing to go to the gym, get physically stronger, look to see how they can adapt their style to the system, and they're truly focused on bringing in success, then you will be good enough to have your stay at Barcelona. It's really not that hard. So Kane's current numbers are elite. They're not as good compared to Lewandowski's numbers in his last 3 seasons with Bayern Munich when you compare it to, Kane's 3 total seasons at Bayern, but Kane is very close. In the Bundesliga for the 2024-2025 season, he had 26 goals, 8 assists in 31 matches. His grand total at Bayern in 60 league appearances, he has provided 60 goals and 17 assists. In his Champions League career, he has had 60 appearances and scoring 45 goals. And his career domestic total is 460 games played with 289. For the England national team, 98 caps with 66 goals. And right now, we're seeing prime Kane. He's in his best form of his career. And all thanks to Company, who is the coach of Bayern Munich, who has gotten the best out of Kane. So far this season, he has scored 25 goals, provided 4 assists in 20 matches. Currently has a better goal contribution rate than his last 2 seasons with Bayern. So the best is yet to come for Kane. And like I've said, even though we have seen him achieve great success at Germany, if Bayern still don't win the Champions League in this season, it's going to be something very unfulfilling for Kane, and he's going to want to look for a different journey and for a new challenge. And Barcelona does represent both a new adventure and to give him a second chance to really become the best striker in Europe. So to me, it makes complete sense why Barcelona should sign Kane and why Kane should say yes to Barcelona. He does guarantee us 20 plus goals per season across all competitions, like for sure. And he would immediately relieve the scoring pressure from other players that we have right now, like Lamine Yamal, maybe Rafinha, maybe Dani Olmo. I mean, like, they are expected to score a lot of goals, but still, with Kane taking on the majority, it's really going to help us a lot. And to be honest, I know this is going to sound like really crazy, but if you guys have seen my previous video, which was mainly about Ferran Torres and how I did say that, I'm not really pleased with Ferran Torres, I would honestly tell you guys that it would be a great idea idea if Joan Laporta can make a Lewandowski and Kane duo work at Barcelona for maybe 2 seasons. Because if Lewandowski does decide to extend for 1 more season and he still doesn't slow down, I would say, you know what? Let's drop down Ferran Torres and let's have Lewandowski and Kane as our striker options. It would put my current feeling about the striker position at ease because, you know, I look at Ferran Torres and I say like, okay, yes, like you are a good player. You're decent, but we need exceptional. We need somebody reliable. I look at Ferran and I say, you are too passive. I just don't really see this guy as a reliable number 9. Like, yes, I know we have seen what he could do at this club, which is to come in the last 20 minutes and score 1 goal or maybe provide 2 assists or something crazy like that. But in terms of us relying on a number 9 that can start the game, and if we don't have our best striker available to us, Ferran Torres is not that guy. I'm sorry, but Ferran Torres is just not him. Maybe if Ferran was like 19, 18 years old and he has this passiveness in him, I would say, oh yeah, just give him some time. He's gonna move away from this. But bro, this guy's 25 or like 26, turning 26 next year, 27 years old, and like maybe this is just who he is. It's just somebody who is very passive, very not aggressive, somebody who cannot be really relied on. And I think that if we can have 2 leaders in the attack, which is Lewandowski and Kane, that would really help us a lot. And I want strikers in this club that always ask for more. It's what made every Barcelona team that won the Champions League and everything else in between so great. It's like when you look at those Barcelona teams that won the Champions League, La Liga, the Copa del Rey, the Spanish Super Cup, and all of those other trophies, they always had a great number 9. From Eto'o to Henry to Suarez to many players. We can even say Messi, but Messi was much more of a false 9 back in the 2010-2011 season. But still, we always needed a reliable 9 or a reliable false 9 who can score more than 30 goals, who always wants more, always willing to work harder. We want people who have the Ronaldo mentality. Like when Ronaldo 8, 9, 10, 11 years ago was playing in Europe, whether it was through United, Juventus, or Real Madrid, when he scored, he's like, okay, where's my second one? When he scored his second goal, he's like, okay, where's my third one? When he scored the 4th goal, he's like, where's my 5th? Where's my 6th? I want more. Always scoring, always trying to look for different solutions to try and find the attack, not by scoring 1 goal and then laughing with Eric Garcia. And so, like I said, like I would be very pleased to have Kane and Lewandowski as our striker options. And no, I do not find this as a something to be so frustrated about because of their age. Like I'm okay with that. Like if you guys are going to say these are 2 players who are deadwood, no, because like I've said, age does not matter. I don't care if they're 40 years old each. If they're scoring more than 30 goals per season or more than 25 goals per season, I want that player in my club. So Kane can bring us the experience and the leadership, right? He has captained the England national team, a very seasoned Champions League performer, very composed, has a lot of maturity and a lot of leadership in his game that can really transition as well in this Barcelona squad, and his professionalism that can help the emerging talents like Fermin Lopez or Lamine Yamal is really going to help a lot, and we need more players like that. And I would even go as far as to say that he's a all-around forward, right? He's not just a finisher but also a creator, somebody who has created 35 chances back in the 2024-2025 season as a number 9. He had 50 layoffs, 17 through balls, 80% of his passes were always accurate. So he's an excellent striker who can link up play, press intelligently, and combine and build up. This is exactly what's needed in the Barcelona philosophy, and especially under Hansi Flick. And so it could work. I think that having Kane, Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, and Lewandowski up top as attacking options, with maybe even Marcus Rashford, who is also from England, by the way, they can really build something there. And many might also say that, I still have a problem with this signing, Kevin, because if Kane moves to Barcelona, I just don't see Kane as a ball progressor, somebody who can dribble the ball well and be like Suarez or be somebody like David Villa or something crazy like that. I mean, I understand that, but if we can succeed with Lewandowski, we can also succeed with Kane, because these 2 players, in terms of style, they're very similar. They're both very intelligent. They know exactly where to position themselves in the box, and they have great technical finishing. So it's not really just about the pace. They can easily adapt themselves to their strengths. So let me know in the comment sections down below. Would you sign Harry Kane in the summer of 2026 for 65 million euros if he does decide to leave and he informs to Bayern that he does not plan to renew? And sportingly, do you believe that Kane could fit at a club like FC Barcelona? Once again, let me know in the comment sections down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.